The Great White Brotherhood, the Planetary Transition. Give peace a chance. Text searched by Spiritualist Vital Frosi. Beloved, today, many issues address the planetary transition. Although science is still reluctant to address this issue, the channeled messages from the spiritual world are increasingly incisive in stating that the Earth is now undergoing a transition never seen on this planet. The subject planetary transition has increasingly gained space on social networks and content sites. With this, it has also aroused the curiosity and interest of a large number of people. It is a great event that involves the entire galaxy. That is, in addition to the incarnated human beings, there are also spirits from other dimensions and beings from other planets who are working to heal and raise the vibration of planet Earth. All of this has happened through meditations, changes in behavior, food, among other diverse factors that have gradually taken over a part of the population that has contributed to this. Furthermore, it is also said that the planetary transition is underway to free humanity from the hands of the great means of manipulation and to install once and for all a culture of light, equality, and harmony for all the inhabitants of the planet. In this way, everyone will be able to evolve through love and with the help of beings of light, without major interference, in addition to also showing ways that you can contribute to accelerating the increase in the vibration of our home and our Mother Earth. If you stop to look around you, you will see that many things are already changing. It is possible to perceive how much the human being is increasing his conscience, mainly about the importance of the preservation of the environment and also of the power of the forgiveness. For those who follow the precepts of Christ Jesus, they have heard so many references about the end of a time, announced by him 2020 years ago. He, as a sage, was already predicting the planetary transition. So, this time has come. Incarnate, highly evolved spirits in the planet, to help humanity in this moment of planetary transition, which were the indigo children, crystals, rainbow and now the diamond generation. The messages brought by mediums from all corners of the planet are multiplied. There is no way to hide this reality anymore. As humanity raises its conscience, it discovers that life is not limited to being born, growing, living, and dying. There is much, moreover. Communications with the brothers of the stars are becoming more evident every day, and this makes it possible for information previously unimaginable to now become real and understandable by an increasing number of human beings. The planetary transition of the Earth is part of the divine project of the evolution of the worlds. The Earth that housed spirits in apprenticeship under a conscience wrapped in the veil of forgetfulness now begins to enter a higher level of consciousness, and, therefore, more extended. If a man lived in a material world, with third dimension vibrations, in this next phase, the Earth will have an energy of the fourth dimension, which is a dimension of consciousness changes very fast and prepares humanity for the fifth dimension energy. It changes everything around here. The world that we know until then will quickly cease to exist and a renewed and very different Earth will appear. But remember that it is a confidential change of humanity, and with this, we will have material changes all over the planet. The third dimension Earth corresponded to a world of atonements and trials, as the Spiritist doctrine teaches us. A new Earth that appears, vibrating in energies that pass through the fourth dimension and reaches the fifth dimension, will be a world of regeneration, that is, free of pain and suffering. This transition was announced by Christ, when he was among us, incarnate. A planetary transition is not a one-off event. It is a grand event that involves the entire galaxy and lasts for eons. According to the galactic spirits that are here to help us in this planetary transition, an event that will last for some eons, because galactic time is different from our time in our Gregorian calendar. There is no exact date, because it is a smooth change. The Earth, as a living and conscious organism, chose to do it through this lighter method. So, this transition started a few eons ago, and should last for a few more eons. The most important and most visible period of change will not be. Even so, the most significant events, that is, the most spectacular changes will be taking place at all times. Our spiritual counselors claim that today's humanity will soon no longer recognize the Earth from a few years ago. Such is going to be the changing nature of humanity. Blurry lights with a human silhouette in the background. In fact, as immortal spirits, we humans have longed for millennia for this time to come. And now it's here for real. Nothing will be the same as before. The whole of society will rebuild a new organization, never imagined until now. It is the end of the age of the material human and the beginning of the age of the spiritual human of the human. The world of competition will give way to a world of cooperation. Hunger, misery, and slavery due to dead-end subsistence work will give way to abundance and prosperity for all, without distinction. Man will no longer be born from the mother's womb, as the spirit can become embodied as an adult. Death will no longer be necessary. Money will not exist, because there is nothing to buy, since everything will be replicated through Tachyon energy. We will be able to do what Christ did, and which was called miracles. All of this is happening gradually during this planetary transition that is already underway. It will be the dissolution of the old to restart the new systems. Around 30% of humanity is already awake and they are the light workers. This index should reach 35%, then humanity will make the quantum leap. This will make possible the first physical contact with our galactic brothers, namely the Pleiadians, the Sirians, the Arcturians, and the Andromedans. But there will also be other families that will be present here. Before that, there will be the presence of the sidereal ships in a plane parallel to ours, but in direct contact with humanity. With them, new technologies will be introduced that will completely change everything that exists up to now. They will not be able to land between us for now, as they would cause panic, and this they do not want to cause. Cures for all diseases, free energy, much faster means of transportation, and many changes in the mainstream media, in religion, in teaching, and industries of all segments. But still, two important sectors will have impressive changes. In the government and the financial system. The government system, until the end of the planetary transition, will be a cooperative regime, without leaders. The few public offices will be held by highly qualified people who will lead governance, unlike today, that governs in its cause. The financial system, in the other hand, will collapse completely, and a new one, called the Quantum Financial System (QFS), will appear and will provide abundance for all the inhabitants of the Earth. There will be money to meet all needs, and no one else will be a slave to work and debt. There will be resources for everyone to live in comfort, however, without the luxuries and extravagances of today. Do not confuse this with communism or any other ism, because in these regimes of isms, governments live in opulence, while the people live in misery. The new system will simply be fair. There will also be a major change in the professions. Many will lose the sense of existing, as it is already happening. Others will be adapted to the new circumstances, and new activities will also emerge, never before or thought of. Remembering that knowledge will not be lost, in the contrary, it will be improved. Remembering once again that no one will be unemployed, because the protection will come through the new systems already reinitialized. The food industry will undergo major changes as well. The food will gradually become more natural. With the new energies of the earth, the plants themselves are being transformed to meet the new energies of the human body. The more the light in earth increases, the lighter the physical becomes. Everything is transformed, whether in the vegetable, animal, or faunal world. The pharmaceutical industry will also collapse, as the cure will be natural. Treatments using Earth's pranish and natural energies will end all ills. With all these and much more that was not mentioned here, the Earth will quickly regenerate. Nature will be different. The weather regime will begin to change. Over time, deserts will bear fruit and the poles will no longer be frozen. The temperature will be mild throughout the planet. And further on, neither earthquakes, volcanoes, and hurricanes will exist anymore. The changes mentioned here will take place until the end of the planetary transition. All corrupt governments will step down in this period. Humanity will have a period of gradual adjustments until the end of the planetary transition. It will be the signing of a new. Within this period the Earth will likely undergo a process of rejuvenation. Also, after a certain moment, even death will no longer be necessary. Everything will be created with thought. Man will also be able to teleport, not only within planet Earth but also to other planets and stars. Communication will be by telepathy. All negative feelings will cease to exist. Anger, pride, vanity, greed, envy, etc. will be things of the past. Then, even the thoughts will be read by everyone, no problem. So it is possible to telepathy. Anyway, we are entering the most awaited moment for humanity. Although in the condition of incarnate, the human still does not remember his past incarnations. By the end of the planetary transition, most of those who will inherit the new Earth will already be aware of their past lives and even lives on other planets. Akashic records will be opened. Those who do not reach the awakening of consciousness will have no place in the new Earth. They will be disinherited from the new Earth. Those who still indulge in evil and low vibration feelings will not attain the awareness required to be able to inhabit the new Earth. These must gradually, when disincarnating, stop incarnating again here in the new Earth that will arise. Their destination will be planets where there will still be atonements and evidence, so that they can learn to live ethically and morally. I am Vital Frosi and my mission is enlightenment. Namaste. The Traveler of the Stars decrees that may all humanity live good days, full of love, peace, light and harmony. May the light be present in all hearts, leading us to the awakening of consciousness for the work of Christ. May humanity live in the light, with the light, and for the light. So be it. Stay in the light. Friends and brothers, I want to thank you all for visiting the Traveler of the Stars page. The content is messages from the Masters of the Universe for the awakening of consciousness and the construction of a better world. I ask you to please share this page so you will be participating in the construction of a better world. Don't forget to click on the bell to know each post in this page as soon as it is published. Light a lot of light. Namaste.